Hello, everyone, and good morning. Welcome to the Morning Metaphysical Report. My name is Lysander Xanthus, and today is January the 9th, 2020. Today I'll be sharing with you today's astrology, numerology, and some other information for your day ahead.
Good morning, everyone.
In the background, we have Eliza Nanos, aka the Kitchen Witch.
Hey, everybody. So happy you could be here this morning.
Yes, we're all happy to see everyone. I like to start each day with an energy clearing and a blessing, so I will do that now. I'm going to be using this selenite crystal to send you healing and peaceful energy. I bless you, and I bless your day ahead. I bless you with peace. I bless you with clarity, and I bless you with strength. With this blessing, may your feeling of burden be lessened. May your mind be open to inspiration. I bless your day. May your path be clear. May everyone be helpful today. Be blessed. All right, so let us begin with the astrology for today. So we still have the Sun, Mercury, Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn in Capricorn. So still we are being encouraged to become the leader of our own lives and to take all that we've learned about ourselves and what it is we really want for ourselves and organize ourselves and our progress accordingly. It is by taking charge and acting in self-sufficiency that we will transform ourselves and our lives and open up new opportunities for ourselves. Mars is in Sagittarius, so we have this sense of exploring what is possible for us rather than just accepting what we see in front of us. Venus is in Aquarius, so in our love lives and relationships, we may be feeling more inclined to be on our own rather than with other people, and there's an emphasis on community over one-on-one relationships at this time. You may also be seeking new and different ways of being with other people. Neptune in Pisces connects us with our deeper intuitions and feelings, so it's easier to be aware of and in tune with these things at this time. Uranus is in Taurus in retrograde. It goes direct tomorrow. So today is the final day of kind of review of our habits and any changes we've made to our habits and our comfort zone, and any ways we've broken away from that. The moon is in Gemini and is moving into Cancer soon. So you may be feeling more gregarious, a desire to be social, a desire for fun and intellectual stimulation. So that is the astrology for today. And now it's time for the numerology. Today is a 9-day.
It is indeed.
A 9 vibration exudes leadership and humanitarian qualities. It's also the last number of 1 through 9, so it represents endings. The 9th of the month. This is a 9-day. If you've been avoiding dealing with a negative family scenario, this is the day to take care of it. This is also a day to take the lead in any situation at work or at home. You will be rewarded for taking the initiative. If there's an important call you've been putting off, this is the day to make it. Choose your words carefully and it will all work out in your favor. Today you need to demonstrate all the tolerance and understanding that you have learned. This is a day to make a new friend and visit new places. If you set a personal goal today, you will definitely achieve it. Well, thanks, Glynis. Says Glynis has your number. Hence the reference to Glynis. Most of all, I think of it as a good day to do some literal or internal cleaning, to finish up anything that's unfinished and tie up loose ends. All right. So that is the numerology. Now, in a moment, we will be moving into our crystal healing for the day. And I have red jasper for you today.
I know we've had red jasper a lot lately.
Yes, all different pieces though.
It has been quite exciting.
So I'm going to tell you about jasper. Red jasper is a powerful protection and stability gemstone. It inspires a positive attitude, increasing your motivation and energy level to help you take action in your life. It is one of the best root chakra stones. Some cultures take it to symbolize the blood of the earth, making it particularly sacred. It's full of grounding earth energy, and it can connect one deeply to the vibrations of the earth. You can use jasper to further your knowledge of the connection between humans and nature. It is a gentle stone, and like all jasper, it is known as the supreme nurturer. It can aid in resolving difficult situations and used to ground and stabilize the aura. And it can bring you joy. You are going to experience the energy of this crystal for yourself, however. So if you would like to participate in this crystal healing, make yourself comfortable, breathe, and allow yourself to connect with the energy of this crystal. I do have another note about jasper. Eliza brings up a good point that we have had a lot of jasper lately. So something that came to mind is that this is a grounding stone, and it does connect us very strongly with the earth element. Obviously, all crystals are of the earth, but jasper is really something that encourages you to root down. And why I think that may come up a lot for our group here is that well, in spiritual circles and spiritual pursuits, and even in our culture and society, at least in the USA where I live, there's a lot of emphasis on um, the cosmos, or reaching up to higher powers, or things up there, or being very intellectually inclined, um, especially in our society where there's a emphasis on what we can reason and what we can prove and figure out and solve. And there's not a lot of emphasis on the emotions, though that is changing, but not a lot of emphasis on connecting to the earth per se. I'm just thinking of how I want to put this. Sorry, I'm having a hard time.
I'm not entirely sure what all you're getting at, so you're on your own. Just do your thing.
I guess I'm trying to say that there's that lack of balance. We don't connect with the our world has its own spirit, and a lot of time we spend time trying to connect to like the universe and what's out there and all of everything, and not to our own world. And the basis of our world is love, and we do need it to sustain ourselves spiritually. So I think that's why Jasper comes up a lot. That's what I was trying to say. Sorry. I know you're trying to record a video, but it just made me totally blank.
No, you're fine. I'm posting it instantly.
Yeah. I don't know that that's the best example.
Yeah, I was in the middle of doing something, so I have no idea what you're getting at. But Jasper is awesome, everybody, and it helps you get deeper inside of yourself. And it's a good stuff. I don't know what all you were getting at.
Well, what I was getting at is that connecting to the soul of the world rather than the universe.
Right.
And that's why it comes up so much, because there's no emphasis on that in general spiritual circles or in normal culture.
Right. That is true. Which is unfortunate.
Anyway, we're going to move along to the crystal healing. So hopefully my point wasn't totally lost.
Alright. Well, we're getting a lot of Jasper love, so we're all good. Let's do this thing.
concludes the healing with red jasper for today.
Fantastic.
So let's sit in the energy that we received for a few moments. We are going to be moving into our affirmation. This affirmation comes from the book Heal Your Body by Louise Hay. And this affirmation pertains to middle back problems. But even if you don't have this issue, this is still a good affirmation to recite. I would like to say this affirmation to you the first few times in first person and second person, so that you can focus on hearing the words rather than on saying them. But we will also say them together a few times at the end. All right. I release the past. I am free to move forward with love in my heart. I release the past. I am free to move forward with love in my heart. You release the past. You are free to move forward with love in your heart. You release the past. You are free to move forward with love in your heart. Now we are going to say it together 3 times. I release the past. I am free to move forward with love in my heart. I release the past. I am free to move forward with love in my heart. I release the past. I am free to move forward with love in my heart. I invite you to take this affirmation forward with you in your day. This concludes the affirmation.
You know, I rejected that affirmation so hard, I didn't even know you had finished it until a second ago. Like,
Okay, maybe we should go back and look at it. Okay.
well, no, I'm just saying from a personal standpoint, it's something I am struggling with at this particular moment. So I was in the middle of doing my usual networking stuff, you know, on the internet this morning, and normally I say the affirmation with you, and I just didn't. You like started it, and I was like, cool, I'll jump in a second, and then you finished, and I was like, wow, I just was not there.
Sometimes not hearing is a form of rejection.
Yeah. Well, and that's the point I was bringing up. I was just saying, you know, sometimes we have a way of just missing the good, the things that are good for us. Yeah. I'm just sharing. Sometimes I think it's important to
Oh yeah,
bring up my own
definitely.
experiences, because I know we all have those moments. So I had that moment today. That was
As a side note, that reminds me of how when someone is experiencing physical issues with their ears of some kind, that it's because there's something they don't want to hear.
yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
That's
Isn't that an
cool.
interesting thing? So if you If someone you know is having a hard time with their ears, perhaps they're hearing something that they don't want to.
Yeah. Well, there you go, everybody. That's apparently an issue I'm dealing with in greater amount than I thought. It's kind of crazy. All right. Well.
That's okay. Do you want the book?
Nah. I'm finding one for myself today right now.
All right, great.
I realized
She's
I
reading
missed that.
cards for herself for the day. Right, it's time for the magic tip of the day.
Ooh, magic tip of the day.
So, today's Thursday. I will freely admit I don't remember why, but Thursday is a great day for money magic. I'll have to reorient myself with why exactly, but it's as good a day as any to give you some tips about money magic. I'll finish the tip and get to the comments because it looks like we have some. Some of my tips. One, Thursday is a good day for money magic, and there is a time where every single Thursday I would light a candle or do some other prosperity-oriented ritual. So it's a good habit to get into, and I did experience good results and growth from that. Bringing astrology into the picture, if you're familiar with your birth chart, the sign of your second house is a good, whenever the moon is in that sign, if you work with moon magic, that is a good time to do money magic as well. It's whenever the moon is in the sign that rules your second house. And during the year, whenever you're in the season of that sign, so for example, if Virgo rules your second sign when you're in Virgo season, which is like September, October, I think. No, August, September. Well, you get the point. That's during that whole like month and a half is a good time to really focus on big money rituals if that's something you're interested in. Today in particular, there's a aspect, the moon and Jupiter are in opposition. And based on some of the other aspects, the way this comes across to me is that a particularly good focus today for magic would be to release inner blocks to prosperity. So, yes, those are just some magic tips for today. There are lots of free calculators if you have no idea what houses even are or what the sign that is that rules the second one. Astro.com is pretty good. All right, let's address these comments. M.A. Winner says, are you doing a magic ritual tonight? I am not, because in my time zone, the full moon / eclipse is tomorrow. So if I am doing a video. It's not going to be my typical ritual video, but I'm doing a video in which we will engage in the energy of the moon tomorrow.
Exciting.
Yes.
Sometimes my background commentary is just meant to be enthusiastic, and then I realize that I'm just saying words.
Also, that reminds me, a reminder to those of you who do practice magic and want to utilize the eclipse energy. Doing it tomorrow is totally fine, but sometimes I've found a lot of benefit in starting rituals 1 day, 2 days, 3 days before the eclipse arrives, and just riding through the energy through the entire weekend. So, just another thing. And I will be talking more about the eclipse in like a post today or tomorrow before the video starts. Alright, above, Ira says, I need this book. I think it's pretty good, and it's small and cheap, so.
Yeah, it's not very expensive, and it is invaluable.
It is a very small book.
I love you guys. I'm so glad that my random comments in the background are wanted.
Yeah. Joe says, "Oh, how true! I suffer with my ears." That's why I brought it up, because it is a common ailment. So either there's something now that you don't want to hear at some point in your life. There's something you didn't want to hear, and you just have persisted in that.
Yeah, blocking it out so that you can't hear it from any other source.
Yeah, and it's just a sense of like doing this, but your ear's doing it for you.
You know, Iris's comment is so funny because I'm actually Greek, so this is kind of like oddly appropriate.
That's true. Eliza is Greek and Irish.
Yeah, how's that for a crazy combination?
I'm just McWhitey, so. No, it's fine. Or if you prefer, like a European everything.
I was gonna say, wow, way to put that in the most like
I don't.
street terms.
Yeah. Well, I
I know
know
we're from
maybe
LA,
it's
but-
not obvious, but I am very Los Angelesian.
Yes, you are. My goodness. It was just like so abruptly street. It's ridiculous.
I make no pretenses to having any ethnic background of any value whatsoever.
I'm Greek. That's freaking cool.
It is. I'm so glad.
All right. Where are we at in this party right now?
So we just did the magic tip for today. I hope that was helpful information. I don't know how many of you who watch actually practice magic. I know we all have a spiritual interest.
Mm-hmm.
I am deeply immersed in magic and mysticism, and am like deeply, deeply pagan.
Yes, this is all very true.
So the stuff I share is informed by that. However, it's time for the card reading of the day. You're asking where we were in the video, so
Yes, we're at
finished the
card
magic
reading.
tip. Now it's time for cards.
Fantastic.
Saltine American.
I know, I'm just like, oh man.
Yeah. I mean, yes. So I'm going to pick the deck in a moment, but just as further commentary, I am vaguely aware of my blood genealogy, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and not only at least half of my family has literally been in America for centuries. So they were like one of the early immigrants from the UK, and
So you're American as it gets.
as you know what, let's not get into that.
Yeah. Let's
There's another word.
card reading.
There's another word I'd rather use, but I won't.
Anyways, okay, cool. Moving on.
Spit it. It says colonizer as it gets, but moving on. I guess I'm using Nicoletta Ciccoli because that's the one I grabbed.
All right. Trust instincts.
I wasn't even thinking about it. I just
I noticed you just grabbed a deck. I was like, oh, okay. I guess that's what's happening here. All right, I'm going to stop encouraging the banter for 5 minutes so you can get through this reading.
This is a reading directed towards everyone. All of it may resonate with you, or just parts of it. And it is meant to give you some insight, guidance, and things to think about in the day ahead. And Iris, indeed, Thursday is a good day to interact with or make a money roll. Should do that. All right. This is a lot. Why?
Finish the first thought and then shuffle again.
They're their cards. Okay.
You don't need to explode.
So we have 2 cards. Let's start with that.
Hashtag more cats.
Hi, sweetie. So good of you to join us. Let's go to Cat Cam. Hi, honey. Well, you can only kind of see her anyway. Rushkigal, honey. I need to be able to do this.
I also love when the screen goes black because hashtag more cats. Hey, you cannot have that. Now you're eating things off of money altars? What is
All right. So, the first card is the King of Swords. This card describes a person. It could be you, or it could be someone you know. It describes someone in kind of this fervor of communicating in a very frantic way and being hyper analytical and hyper intellectual.
You're being ridiculous, kiddo.
I'm gonna put the camera back. To me, this card brings up, it's kind of like you're in communication with someone and there's a sense of anxiety and uncertainty and kind of freaking out a little bit and over analyzing and thinking everything to death, and that you're really creating your own misery in this. Yes, it was a total eclipse.
It works too.
Oh, hi, baby.
And yes, I did have this again.
So the next card is the Seven of Swords, following that.
I think it's funny that you pulled that card because we're being a little bit scatterbrained this morning. So I'm wondering if it's referring to you.
No.
No, you don't think so?
No.
Okay.
Baby. The next card points, and the reason I think that is because of this card. This card points to an unstable situation and being aware of deceit or betrayal from the people, other persons involved, and that it's important to not take shortcuts out of the situation. I'm going to look at the booklet. So I do like the way it puts it, although maybe I did get the gist of it pretty well. Right. So, to not cheat or take shortcuts, because it will kind of bite you in the end, and to also watch for unethical behavior in others. So being mindful in this kind of franticness. I'm actually going to leave these cards out and ask the cards to tell us a bit more.
There's definitely a little bit of a odd vibe today. I don't know if it's just me, but
I do sense it. I'll describe it in a moment what I've been
I
feeling.
had the overwhelming urge when you were like, oh, I'm gonna ask the cards to tell me more, to start singing Grease. So, like, the song from Grease. I don't know. It's one of those days. I need
It's
to.
because the moon's in Gemini, and it's transiting into Cancer.
It is. I apologize.
Also, the
to
eclipse
all of you.
is coming.
I apologize to all of you. Gemini's getting way too
So,
much right now.
A quick note about the eclipse before I tell you about these next 3 cards. Not only is it a lunar eclipse? So the Earth shall shadow over the full moon, which is in Cancer. It's also aspected by Neptune in such a way that this is a big fat gateway into the dream, subconscious, and intuition that you would not normally have access to. And there are some very silly things hiding under there, apparently.
Oh yeah. Alright, let's focus on the reading.
All right. So I'll describe my feeling in a bit. I don't want to derail too much. All right, so as an elaboration of what we brought up, this card is the King of Cups, and I believe it describes you, the general you.
What was this?
Aresh. You almost knocked over my statue.
Shoot.
So this talks about being emotionally enmeshed and intruded upon and overwhelmed, especially by other people who know how to use emotions in relationships to get things done. So most of all, this card always makes me think of being emotionally encroached upon and kind of freaking out about it. Sorry, hit the mic. Okay, the next card is the Two of Discs. This says that, you know, you have a lot on your plate, you're juggling a lot, there's a lot going on. If you're in danger of dropping any of the things that are going on, it may be best to set some things aside and wait to come back to them later rather than lose control of everything. So there is a lot of sense of anxiousness and pressure in this reading. The final card is the Chariot. This talks about, again, I like the way the booklet puts it. I feel as though this might be a bit more advisory. The Chariot. It's time to move forward, taking the reins of your life in your own hands. By acting decisively now, you will also help others. Triumph over adversity, self-determination, and possible journeys. So you've got all this stuff going on. Kind of feeling frantic, over analyzing everything, like having to helicopter over other people, really watch them for deceit, inherent instability in the situation, feeling emotionally overwhelmed and encroached upon, and relationship enmeshed, and having a lot on your plate and trying to handle all these things and keep from dropping anything. And the Chariot comes to say that you need to stop. In short, you need to take control of your own life. You're responsible for you. And by being decisive and making a choice now, you will not only help yourself, but those around you, even if they don't recognize that as being good for them. So it sounds like you're dealing with a lot of nonsense that doesn't need to be happening. Yes. I'm glad that this makes sense to everybody. So that's what has to be done. You've got to pull out and lead yourself forward. And the other people may decide to likewise get their acts together or not. But persisting in whatever is going on definitely doesn't help you, and it doesn't help them. I mean, even if you leaving and being responsible for yourself doesn't help them, I mean, either way you're not helping them, so you might as well help yourself. can it be nonsense on the cusp? I'm not sure that I understand what you mean by cusp. So let us see if the cards have anything else they would like to say. No. Also, people like your magical interludes.
How?
Or musical interludes.
Oh, yes, I noticed that. I'm doing what I normally do, where I'm halfway paying attention to the stream, halfway researching for things that we need for the studio.
Yeah.
Because when I identify a problem, I like to at least start planning how to fix it.
Indeed.
And, yeah, no, totally. Moon in Gemini is totally totally right there. I realize it. I've been so chatty the last couple days.
It's just because Gemini is silly and Cancer is emotional and frantic.
You know, I'm just... That's me, yeah.
Alright, so final 3 cards for our reading today. The first card is the Tower. So this is still kind of continuing the same vein of thought, I believe. It's saying that the foundations you've built for yourself in whatever situation this is aren't as stable as you think, and that them kind of coming apart is, there's a kind of inevitability. Expect the unexpected. It's better to be forewarned is to be forearmed. You do, so you're not surprised. Again, emphasizing the instability of the situation and that it can't be helped. This is the High Priestess saying that you kind of already know all this, and you know the answers, and you know what you need to do, and to trust that deep inner knowing. The last card is the Four of Swords, saying that you need also rest and some time away, especially mental rest, to rest your mind. So you've been really hard on your mind lately, filling it with visions of the worst possible scenario and scaring yourself. That's not self-love. It's not self-loving to fill your mind with fearsome scenarios and imagining vividly all the things that could go wrong. So give your mind a rest. Your mind doesn't know the difference between an imagined event and a real one. So give it a break. That's what that's talking about. Your mind needs a rest.
Apparently
The first card was the King of Swords, talking about how frantic and just all over the place, so give it a break.
Apparently I'm with the rest of the community this morning. These cards are jiving with you as well.
It's okay, baby. So again, this is the Nicoletta Ciccole Tarot. I love it. It's very eloquent. Sorry, I hit the mic again. Alright. Not that I think any of you would be foolish enough to do this, but this is an adult-only deck. There's nothing explicit, but I would definitely feel weird about handing it to a child as a gift. So, oh, good, Iris. That's what we aim for around here. Being personally attacked in the best way.
I have to sit in the room with these cards. You think you feel attacked right now.
Well, I did say this at the end of it, but I feel inclined to
No, you can be done now. It's okay.
see if there's anything else. And the cards are like, oh, you're going to let us keep going.
No.
Okay.
No, you don't need to keep going. deck. You're fine. You're fine. I think we've all been attacked enough one morning. So much love. There's so much love in this deck.
All right. Okay, definitely the last 3 cards because we got to move along.
Yes.
The Queen of Discs. This describes a person. I feel like this is probably not you. Very rarely does this card come up to describe the readee. This describes a motherly figure, perhaps your mother or not literally your mother. Someone who is generous and giving of all of life's sweetness, but there's always this weird undertone, which I'm sure you can pick up from the imagery.
She looks so dead in the eyes.
So generous and motherly, but like a lot of mothers, there's always some kind of thing you end up losing out on by engaging in this. So this might be describing, for some of you, the other person in the situation, or just bringing up another person you like. For some of you, it is talking about you, but that isn't so common.
Sorry. Iris's comment. I was like drinking my water. I almost choked.
This deck has read you, as the queens would say. Yeah. All right. The
library was open this morning.
Yes. Reading, it's fundamental. Okay, so the Knave of, or Knight of Swords follows this. This talks about, again, I really like the booklet description, so we're going to pull that up real quick. This book is falling apart because my cat chewed on it. That's why it looks like this. I did not wreck my own booklet.
Do you want my book instead?
That's fine. Okay, so one who rushes in without adequate planning may harm others through carelessness and reckless haste. I feel as though this describes whoever this is. So whether it's you or someone else, they go together. So this person has a way of rushing forward in reckless haste and may harm others through their carelessness. So could be you, could be the other person in the situation this is described. Now, gifts with strings attached. Yes, Iris. That's exactly it. All right. And the 10 of Wands. The energy in the situation is oppressive and overwhelming. You will only be more confused and exhausted if you persist. Step aside and let things settle down. Difficulties, too many tasks, lack of help. This is the GTFO card. Step TF out. Because it just won't get better. In fact, it'll get more confusing and oppressive. So I know for some of you, it's kind of hard to disengage from a person or situation. And for as difficult as it would be to do it now, it will only get harder. It's like one of those silly situations where it's like some people persist for years in a situation. And their excuse for continuing it is that, well, it's just so complicated. But the thing is that the longer you're in it, it only gets more complicated. So really, the best thing would have been to skip out at the very beginning and not let things develop as they have. But hindsight is 20/20. Yeah, the girls do look similar. I love when there's visual correspondence in the cards that come up. So there you have it. Excuses are understandable, but the thing is, it will never get any better. So you might as well jump out and deal with the consequences now. So you only become more stuck, not less.
Yeah, typically.
That's the trouble. You'll only get more stuck, not less. So if you're waiting for it to change, it's not gonna. In that regard. In that regard. All right, so that concludes the reading for today. Sure, we've all had enough.
Iris deserves a high five. Yes.
Today I'll be giving this situation its last chance to respond well to my integrity or end.
That's right.
Yes, and for those of you who haven't seen, this is what Aresh did to my booklet. Also, one of these cards actually does have a hole in the corner because Katniss bit it. My cards are very obliging, so they're not mad at me about it, but I'm kind of like, did you have to?
Did you share that video of her rolling around in the cards?
I did. I posted it. That's actually not when it happened, though.
Oh, no.
That's not when she chewed through my cards. That was another time. All right, so next we are going to do a little guided meditation. It's okay. It was like a single puncture, which was easy enough to smooth out. Yes, there is snow outside. All right, so let me change the screen here. The guided meditation comes from The Powers Within You by Louise Hay. The meditation we are doing today is Your Healing Light. So, if you'd like to participate, please take a moment to make yourself comfortable. If you're a very strong visualizer, you can go ahead and continue to get ready for your day while listening and visualizing in your mind. Or this video will be available for replay, so you can come back and do the meditation later when you're able to recline. All right. So it doesn't matter what position you're in as long as you're comfortable. I'd like you to draw your attention to your breath. And to draw your attention to your body, whatever it is you are doing. Really be in yourself. I'd like you to draw your attention to you and to ask yourself, what is it like to be you right now in this moment? What are you feeling? What are you thinking? Where are you in your life now? Just let all that lightly go through your mind. There's no need to hold on to anything. Being present in how we are in the moment is important. That awareness is the beginning of healing. I am going to read the meditation. Allow your mind to conjure whatever images, thoughts, feelings it wants to bring to mind, and follow the guidance as you like. Draw your attention back to your breath. Your healing light. Look deep within the center of your heart and find that tiny little pinpoint of brilliantly colored light. It is such a beautiful color. It is the very center of your love and healing energy. Watch the little pinpoint of light begin to pulsate, and as it pulsates, it grows until it fills your entire heart. See this light move through your body from the top of your head to the tip of your toes and the tip of your fingers. You are absolutely glowing with this beautiful colored light. It is your love and your healing energy. Let your whole body vibrate with this light. You can say to yourself, with every breath I take, I am getting healthier and healthier. And breathe. With every breath I take, I am getting healthier and healthier. Feel this light cleansing your body of disease and allow normal health to return to you, to arise from within you. Let this light begin to radiate out from you in all directions, touching the people around you. Let your healing energy touch everyone whom you know who needs it. What a privilege it is to share your love and light and healing energy with those who are in need of healing. Let your light move even further outward into hospitals and nursing homes and orphanages and prisons, mental hospitals, and other institutions of despair. Let it bring hope and enlightenment and peace. Let your light move into every home in the city in which you live, where there is pain and suffering. Let your love and light and healing energy bring comfort to those in need. Let your light move into churches, organizations, places of gathering, and soften the hearts of those involved so that they truly operate with unconditional love. Let the beautiful light that comes from your heart move into the Capitol and government buildings, bringing enlightenment and the message of truth. Let it move into every capital and every government. Select one place on the planet, whatever comes to mind for you, as a place that you would like to help heal. Concentrate your light on that place. It may be very far away, or it may be around the corner. Concentrate your love and light and your healing energy on this place and see it come into balance and harmony. See it as whole, healthy, perfect, and complete. Know that you have the power to take a moment each day to send your love and light and healing energy to this particular place on the planet. We are the people. We are the children. We are the world. We are the future. What we give out comes back to us multiplied. And so it is. You're welcome to stay in this space for as long as you would like. Whenever you are ready, draw yourself back to your breath. Draw yourself back to your body. Ask yourself again, what is it like to be you right now in this moment? What are you feeling? What are you thinking? And just be you where you are in this moment. This concludes our meditation. Thank you everyone for participating in the guided meditation today. For the next few days, we will be doing a guided meditation from The Power Is Within You. I do have all of my old self-help books in the mail, so when they arrive, we will be switching to a new book that we will be reading through during the morning report.
Yay, books! I know I have books in that. I don't actually remember what books.
Any books though?
All right,
All right.
So-
It's been an exciting morning.
we should take a moment to sit in this healing space. Be sure to drink lots of water. Water is important when engaging in healing or energy work on any level. I'm so glad. I do really enjoy your feedback.
So I guess that will be our first reminder. And so tomorrow's stream will be an hour later tomorrow.
Oh, yes. Can you point the cat camera at Katniss? So this baby is going to the vet tomorrow morning. So the most important announcement you all need to remember is that the morning report is starting 1 hour later than usual tomorrow, Friday, January 10th. Because the appointments are only in the morning. So it will be at 9 in my time zone rather than 8 as usual. And there she goes.
I think it's funny. She actually like hid from the camera, then
Oh.
jumped down. She knows that it's the video. She doesn't like it.
Poor baby. So yes, we are starting an hour later than usual tomorrow, and that is why. Also, PSA to all pet owners: you don't have to use the cone. Get a little onesie instead.
Cat onesie. Get a cat onesie.
Well, it goes on her like this.
So there will
And
be lots
there's-
of pictures of Katniss in her cat onesie.
They
Don't
can
worry.
still go to the bathroom while wearing it, and it keeps them from being able to get at their tummy. So they don't have to wear the cone, which I luckily have never had to put a cat in one before, but I hear that they're awful. So I didn't want to do that to her, especially because she's actually a very small cat, and I don't think that she'd be able to lift the cone.
Yeah. And she'll be able to lift it, but she won't be able to function.
So they're pretty cheap, so if you have a little pet having some work done and they need their tummy guarded, I suggest that instead of the e-collar. Alright, now other announcements. If you enjoyed the Morning Metaphysical Report, please like, follow, or subscribe to my page or channel. If you follow me on my Facebook page, then you will also see my psychic reading videos and some other things. For more information about me, the morning report, and the things we're working towards and such, please visit patreon.com/freedomdreamcoaching. That link is in the description. The tag is on screen. Is the poll still up?
Oh yeah, it's just hanging out, man.
Yeah, there's a poll about the Morning Metaphysical Report asking you what segments you'd like to see added or taken away. So far, the vote has been more tips, more personal insights, and more cats.
More cats.
Hashtag more cats.
And
So
that's why we have cat cam.
we've already started incorporating those things. You guys do see the cats pretty regularly, and I've put magic tips back into the stream. Yeah, that works as well, Iris. Good tip. Good tip. Whichever one is less. The one I got was like $10. So alright. I hope you'll check out Patreon. One of our goals we're working towards is new equipment. So by obtaining a membership, you can help us reach that goal. One of our biggest complaints is sound. Light's not great either, so we will be slowly updating all that once we hit our first goal. Our lowest membership level is $1 a month. Every bit helps, and you get rewards for your membership and access to exclusive this or that depending on your level.
Yep.
So I hope you will check it out and decide to join. So tomorrow I am doing a video dedicated to the eclipse, and Saturday Eliza is doing a live event on the Facebook page Freedom Dream Coaching. You can find that event on my page as well, about her spiritual mentorship.
The discussion is going to be the importance of knowing yourself in magic.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be talking a little bit about what it truly means to know yourself, how it affects your magic, and tactics or ways you can get to know yourself better to improve the work you do.
Indeed. All right, that's it for the announcements. I realized that I was going to talk about, everyone feels like there's a weird vibe right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think it's the moon in Gemini.
Yeah.
I think as it's verging into Cancer, we're getting this weird bang. I don't know how else to put it. There's a weird thing.
Oh, there it is. Let me look at this thing. What is going on? Well, I'm not going to pull up the chart, but.
There's definitely a weird thing because last time he was even engaging all this extra talking with this one.
I know.
I'm usually chatty.
Well, let's see. I'm trying to think of how to articulate the feeling that I have. It's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just like more aware. And it's a bit different, feeling super aware in terms of like all the people I know, whether they're incarnate or entities, being hyper aware of them and their moods, and like also of through time, so like the past and present conflated on each other.
You're going through something extra weird. I was just talking about how we're getting chatty and all over the place.
'Cause that's why I wanted to mention it, 'cause it's like mine is like weird, but not in a silly way, like in a very like. I mean, it makes sense for the eclipse. It's kind of like I was going to talk about it more later, but it is a dream / emotion / subconscious gateway eclipse. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that is definitely what's going on with everyone else for sure, Iris. A
There-
goofy delirium.
It is goofy delirium. We have all spent too much time being so dang serious. We just need a small break. Watch some cartoons.
Watch
eat
some
cotton candy.
RuPaul's Drag Race.
Right?
Yes. The full moon, lunacy, comes from Luna.
Yeah, the
So
term lunacy.
So, the full moon, it is true, it does make us feel a little more crazy, and maybe it's just hyper accentuated because it is an eclipse, it's in Cancer, and it's accented by Neptune.
Tell us a little bit about Neptune. How does Neptune
And
play into
also,
that?
it is directly opposite all of these very logical, reasonable planets in Capricorn. So it's kind of like hyper accenting its
Sort of-
super illogical emotionalness.
So there's just this juxtaposition between this urge to
be super collected and serious,
yeah, and like independent and all these things.
and being hyper emotional and silly and delirious.
Blame the planets, people.
That's probably why I'm feeling so like gravely serious, and everyone else is like,
Ooh. Oh yeah.
yeah.
I could seriously go roll around the whole bit on the floor and just be like, woo! Like, I don't know. It's just one of
So,
those days.
I do have an eclipse video planned. Be prepared. If you plan on participating, you may not want to do anything too involved afterward. I'll post about that. Alright, thank you for watching, everyone. I appreciate your participation and your feedback all along the way. And I hope you will continue to join me during the morning report, and that you'll join us on Patreon, Facebook, etc.
Hashtag work that.
Arash Kagal says goodbye also.
Hashtag blame the planets.
Hashtag
Yes.
blame the planets.
That's my thing.
I know it seems silly. That is a topic for another time because we are at the end. Alright.
Say so.
Bye. Have a wonderful day. Have a good weekend and be blessed.
Bye, everyone.
Oh, Arash is going to say goodbye too.